what's some of the biggest mistakes that people make in the grant process?
I think the biggest mistake is the budget. Whenever I review grant proposals for people, the budget is like blown out, made up numbers, fictitious, and they have whole departments that are literally going over just the budget to see if it's realistic. So you actually have to know your programming. How much does the equipment cost? How much do people cost? How much is your salary? What is it for? How many hours? Like, they want it to be broken down, and the budgets will always be balanced back at zero. So a lot of people don't have like basic accounting skills to be able to like prepare a really good budget. And that's one of the things that get them easily denied, is just a blown out budget.
So we got to have everything detailed. Line items got to be there. We're trying to get, if we're doing 30, we're trying to get 3 a month. Take me through this process. We start at 50. We get to 19 million. What are you learning? What is this process like from starting at that point, becoming super efficient at it, almost to the mastery point, to where you're at now?
Yeah, I became super obsessed, from teaching it to actually going through the certification program and just seeing on a broad scale like what this could do and what this could create in just everyday American homes. It really allowed me to be like, okay, what can I do to create almost a guaranteed formula, right? As a grant writer, I can't sit here and say, okay, I can guarantee that you're going to win grant funding, but I want to try to get as close as heavenly possible to knowing that it's going to be a yes. So in the formula, what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis is I'm trying to figure out, which funders are currently funding and what's their budget? How much do they actually have to give to the general public? Okay. Then I'm trying to figure out, like you said, which industries or which particular things are they funding at this current moment in this space? And that's when I'm getting my clients together to say, okay, we're going to focus on this messaging right now because, Trump administration just changed DEI. So now we're shifting. And then I'm trying to also figure out the right perfect budgets and messaging that actually aligns with grantors consistently. And so when you're creating that formula in your business through that one grant proposal that you create, it starts to become a really easy process to consistently apply with like pretty good accuracy.
Mm. Is there a time of year that works? I know you spoke about taxes, and so a lot of corporate, people in corporate, at the end of the year, they're looking for tax incentives, and so they try to donate or they create grants. Or is it like April or March 15th where it's like, this is the deadline for us to file? Is there a specific time of year, or every month is equal?
Fourth quarter for corporate grants. First and second quarter for federal state grants, because new fiscal year budgets is coming out and now they're spending money. So third quarter is still good, but it's a little bit lighter than any other, quarter.
Gotcha.
So yes, there are times.
So you write grants to people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you recommend, what do you think about people that are using artificial intelligence to write the grant?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think AI is an amazing tool. Like, we use it mostly for like deep research purposes, because what they're doing right now, as I've seen, like the National Science Foundation, they actually just banned using AI for federal and state level programming. So what they're doing is creating tools. There's a tool like Zero GPT that they're using to say, okay, if you're using AI and it's 80% of your proposal, we're kicking it out at this point, because again, people are coming up with numbers and programming projects that they haven't read through, they don't understand, and they're like, how are we going to be able to determine that this money is going to be used properly if you're just coming up with anything, right? So that's one thing they're doing right now. I think that it could be a good tool for grammar, prompting, ideas, helping you with messaging, helping you connect and align with funders. But I still think that human writing aspect does change the game in terms of being able to connect with the funder and what they're trying to do.
If I use AI to write it, does it come off as fraudulent? Is that a red flag that can follow me throughout that process, right? Like, if I'm applying for one corporate grant, they might put me in a database like, hey, this guy used AI to help write his.
No, it's not going to work like that. Yeah, all the departments are separate.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What's a hack that people might not know that can help their chances of getting a grant?
Building relationships. Building relationships is a super duper hack. And I'm talking about literally, you can getting involved with your chamber of commerce, but also like your local communities, your local state projects that are funding opportunities, building those relationships with the people who are the treasurers, the people who are creating the programming, the program developers. And this is like going on Eventbrite and finding community events, and then looking on LinkedIn and finding, hey, so and so has a grant that's out right now. How can I connect to the project manager? How can I connect to the treasurer? How can I connect to, the people who are overseeing this grant opportunity? Get on a call, build relationships, because this is what people don't understand. Just because I have a grant that's front facing right now doesn't mean I don't have other money in the reserves, right? They have full budgets. They might have $1 million that they're giving out for the whole year, but right now they're just offering this $100,000 grant. So now if you start building those relationships, they're like, oh, we saw that you had that program for the kids. We got some opportunities on the back end for that. Stick around, or hey, I'll save your application. That's really how it works, because what they're trying to find too is, you have to remember, especially state, local programs, they're given that money from the federal government. So they have to do a certain, they have to also do right with the money. They have to give it to people and showcase what they've done over the course of the year in order to get funded the next time. So they're looking for reliable relationships that can also help them get funded next year too.